YouTube, it's eaten again. So I have part 3 of Lakshmi's cupboard, and you know what, I just finished it, and then I was like, okay, thanks, see you in the next review. And then I looked and it looked like I hadn't even recorded it. So let's see if I have the energy to finish this. All right, so there are a number of things that she is doing really, really well in terms of her pricing and her marketing. And I just want to cover those, not just with this oil, but in her site in general, okay? And so one of the things that she's doing is she has really, really niched down to the Ayurvedic market, okay? Ayurvedic natural hair, very specific. And I think even I would say from tightly curly to very coily hair, okay, is another way she's niched down, because she kind of refers to that more, and that seems to be kind of her customer base. So there's that. And I think that really works for her. It works in terms of being able to be strategic about how she buys ingredients. I haven't spoken to her. I don't know her personally, so I'm not saying that this is what she does. But on the outside looking in and looking at her progress over the years and her consistency, I would say that because she's been so consistent, she's kept the same number of products up. She doesn't always like add new products every 5 minutes. It's kind of gradually increased her inventory, and you know, like adding a new product often is adding a new size as opposed to adding a brand new product. She's able to buy the same ingredients over and over, and but in larger quantities. So that's automatically going to increase her profit margin, because if you're buying you know, 5-pound bag of something as opposed to a 20-pound or 50-pound order of something, it can, I mean, decrease your cost by as much as half, okay? So that is really, really smart to stay within a certain range of ingredients so you're not buying all over the place. And even the oils she's used, apart from the argan oil in one of the conditioners, the oils are very simple oils that, you know, are low cost but very effective. So I think that's really a smart move, and she's passed that cost on to us. Not the cost, but the savings onto us, because her prices are incredibly reasonable for the exquisite quality that she offers. So I think that is really a smart move. So really niching down and not trying to make things overcomplicated in the beginning. The second thing she's done is she has a lot of education associated with her products. She really teaches you how to use them through videos, through, you know, all the products have good descriptions and good instructions and so forth. And she does this is an aspect of generosity that shows that she has no fear, okay? She has done for you products for people who want things that are just done for them. They don't want to mess with a bowl and a spoon, never. They just want it done. She has amazing products that are completely done for you, like this. She also has do-it-yourself ingredients, right? I've talked about creating do-it-yourself kits and so forth. She sells individual powders of almost everything she sells. She has the individual powders there for you to purchase, and she gives you detailed free tutorials and instructions, videos, whatnot, on how to use those products. So she appeals to the person who wants to do it themselves. She appeals to the person who wants it done for them. And then she appeals to people like me who sometimes want to do it themselves and sometimes want it done for them, just depending on their time or their laziness factor, or you know, maybe you're traveling and you can't be traveling with like a cornucopia of equipment and ingredients and stuff, or who wants to gift it to someone, or whatever reason, right? She really has that balance, and it's all tied in with generosity, trusting the universe enough to not be like, oh, well, then if I teach them how to do it, they won't buy from me. Or if I teach them how to do it, you know, somebody else will recreate what I'm doing. It's just like, okay, yeah, there are tons of people who may be recreating what they're doing. But, you know, I buy from her specifically because I like her energy. I like supporting a sister. I like You know, she knows what the heck she's doing, and you can tell in the educational materials that she's providing that, you know, this isn't her first time at the rodeo. She just kind of fell off the horse and said, okay, I'm going to teach, you know, rodeo, you know, things now. No, she's done this. She's been around the block. She knows what she's doing. Her things are effective, and I appreciate that. And you know, and also the genuineness. You know, sometimes people get so lost in wanting to make things glossy that they forget to be genuine. So you know, look at her packaging. You know, it's really very simple. She probably prints it herself. It says what it needs to say. It's still nice. You know, it's effective. It doesn't get covered in oil when I touch it. So she's got the job done. It says what's in there. It says how to use it. What else do you need? You know, you know, people get lost in details before they've even made a product. You know, make the product first, figure the packaging out later. Okay, you want to be in Sephora one day? Yeah, you can be in Sephora one day, but you know, you're more likely to get in Sephora if you've made some sales. So make an actual product, get it in front of actual people, warm bodies who will buy it, and practice that interaction of educating people. That's another thing, is like if you educate people, people have to have enough education to be able to implement with or without your product. And a lot of times that'll scare people. They only want to give education about their product, their product, their product. But you need to give education that helps a person regardless of whatever, you know, and then they will remember that, and they will always circle back round to buy from you. I'll give an example. When I first moved to the desert, my skin just went crazy, crazy haywire, and I couldn't figure out what was happening. And I kept thinking, okay, I need a really hydrating moisturizer, because, you know, oils and butters and stuff, they just aren't working. So I need maybe something more hydrating. And then when I went to a certain store, the individual in that store was like, you know what, you think you have a hydration problem, and that's only part of it. The real issue is that you have an exfoliation problem. So because the desert is so much drier, you're going to have a lot more dead skin going on. So you need to really exfoliate the skin, you know, on the surface, in order for anything you put on afterwards. Like you're halfway there with the hydration step. A lot of people don't figure out the hydration, they just think oil. But the nothing will penetrate if you don't remove that layer of dead cells first. So, and I also have really sensitive skin, so I can't just exfoliate with anything, or else it'll just tear me up open. So I was able to figure out myself. They had things there, but you know, I'm a bit fussy about ingredients. I felt like it might be too toxic. But I was able to figure out how to create, you know, a decent exfoliation method for myself, which for the most part is raw honey, and sometimes I'll add a little Rasul clay. But raw honey is how I wash my face, and it washes and exfoliates and all of that. And then you do the hydrating step, and then you do a moisturizing or oil step, whether it be a thick cream or an oil, and that'll keep you hydrated enough in the dry desert climate. And that has stayed with me. And so that particular store, whenever I'm around that area, I will always go in to see what they have, see what new things they have. Sometimes their ingredients aren't as green and as natural as I would like them to be, so sometimes I won't buy from them for that reason. But anytime they do have something that's acceptable to me, I will actually purchase for them, because that good experience stuck with me, and it's something that I've taken forward, and I've educated other people about it. And other clients want to formulate things for the dry desert area, right? So that is something that I can use regardless of whether I'm using their product or not. Okay, so that's an example of what I'm talking about. Educate your customer really, 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 really well. Okay, and then you can say afterwards, and we have this, you know, that you can use to incorporate that, or you can do it yourself with this. I'm not saying you have to, you know, do both. I mean, it's a good idea to start with one or the other. Either do it being a DIY person who sells ingredients, or a done-for-you person. And then if you want to marry the two, if it's a natural fit for you, a natural progression, then do that. but I really like how she's tied everything together with the generosity of her education that she provides. So there is that. Don't be afraid of competition. People, just trust that you'll get the people that are a match for what you're offering, a match for your own vibration. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to talk about was, don't be afraid to infuse your personality into it. Don't be afraid to infuse your values into it. Okay, she has meditations, free meditations that she offers on her site. Not that she does herself, but from different authors and so forth. And that's actually how I found her, because I was doing a Google search for some of the authors that she has who are doing free meditations, because those are authors I followed for years. So that automatically made me trust her, because I was like, oh, I can trust her vibe. So, if you are sort of a metaphysical person, if you're a devout Muslim, if you're a devout Christian, if you're, whatever it is you do, if you're really into the environment, if you are all about fair trade, whatever your deal is, feel free to infuse your value system into your branding, because there will be people who gravitate towards you, who find you because of that, not even looking for hair stuff or skin stuff or beard stuff or whatever it is you do, but who find you because of your values and keep circling back to support that as well. So yeah, those are all things that I wanted to share. There's so much to learn from her brand. You go to the website, it doesn't feel like you're at, the Body Shop or like the Mac store or something. It's very simple, but it's strategic and effective, and she is selling products. So don't get so obsessed with trying to make pretty packages and do this and do fancy stuff and spend $2,000 on a website, and it's too much. Make a product first and get it in front of actual people. That's the lesson here. And be genuine and be generous, all while being strategic. All right? You can do all those things. You can accomplish all those things, and you can kill it that way. All right. I hope this was helpful and fun for you to learn about. Go support the sister. I'll put the links to the product that I reviewed in part 1, as well as just her website in general. Okay, and if you want to sign up for the free botanical workshop where you can learn to make your own hair oil, I'll put the link for that as well below. All right, thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.